Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works workshop. Today is Monday, March 14th, 2022, and I can tell you for sure I have bitten off, once again, more than I can chew. Oh my gosh, just way more than I can chew. I am so far behind, I think I'm in front. That's what my mother used to always say. And if you don't understand that, think of an oval track, either in a foot race or a car race, it doesn't matter. And people are catching up to you, they're about to lap you. Well, that's where I'm at right there, because I think I'm in front of them, but they're really lapping me. So there you go. These are in no particular order. I'm just going to show you all the projects that I have here on my plate. They're definitely not in date and time order or anything like that. Here's a Gibson mandolin that needs a complete setup. He needs this little piece put back on here. He needs this binding, fixed on the pick guard here. He needs a complete fret job with all new frets. And in my opinion, he needs all of that cleaned up. Oh my goodness, that is some bad looking stuff there. Anyway, it needs pretty much kind of like the full meal deal. Whatever it needs, that's what it needs. So I got to get busy. Now the first problem with this is I don't have these little tiny small frets in stock. Now, these are the real tiny mandolin frets. I don't typically use them either. I got nothing against them. I'm okay with them, but they are tiny. So I've got to see if I can order some of those in from StuMac, because all I have is the standard mandolin frets. So that's instrument number one. Show you a couple more. Here's instrument number two, another Gibson mandolin, and this one belongs to a customer that has returned it to me because they're not happy with what I did. Well, it's sort of that and it's sort of not. There's still a huge underbow in the fretboard of this. I put a new truss rod in this. You'll see the video. I'll try to point that video out. It's a Sam Bush mandolin copy. We altered this end down here and we put different binding on it because we didn't have any binding that would match anyway. But the problem is that it still has a pretty steep underbow even after putting in a new truss rod. I kind of mentioned that in the video, and of course that always puts it in the customer's head, and that even makes it worse. Quite honestly, you, me, everybody I know, except for that, I've mentioned the upper 10% of the really picky musicians, except for those people, most everyone else would be okay with this. But because I could play this and it wouldn't bother me at all. But I understand the customers complain. And just for the record, I do not charge when a customer returns an instrument to me. I will take this completely apart and I will get this thing flat for him one way or the other, and there will be no charge other than the return shipping. I don't pay shipping back and forth, sorry. But I won't charge him, and I will get this perfect either way. But yet that's one more thing on my plate. That's number two. This one is the only one that's been hanging around since Caleb's time. Caleb actually started this, and it would be done if the finish would cooperate, and you can see very clearly the finish is not cooperating. It is so frustrating to work this hard and not have the finish. And people are going to call that orange peel. I do not call that orange peel. Orange peel is something totally different. This is moving away from the pores. It moves away from any defect, and all lacquer does that. It's just that it's emphasizing it on this one especially. It's moving away from all the pores in the wood. And yes, I know about pore fillers, grain fillers, etc. and so forth. Yeah, I've tried all of them too, and either they change the color, you can see the fillers, or just some other problem where you got to put them on 20 times. I kind of got to put this on 20 times anyway, so either way, yeah, this one's frustrating me to no end, but eventually I'll get this done too. That's number 3. This is number 4, and it almost begs no mention at all because I don't work on classical guitars. This one came in totally unsolicited from the California area. I've made numerous attempts to get a hold of the customer, have not been able to contact them, and it's been sitting here for months and months. And I really don't know what to do with it. It needs a neck reset, and I am not even considering doing a neck reset on a classical guitar. They're made different, and I don't want to deal with it. Too bad, so sad. And like I said, it came in unsolicited. I didn't say, send this to me. Someone sent it to me without me even knowing, and it just showed up here. So this one's just hanging on the wall, collecting dust. But it weighs on my mind. And of course, you've seen chocolate number 2, or caramel as some people have taken to calling it. Yeah, this one is, I'm working on it a little bit at a time. You'll eventually see this thing back in playable condition, I'm pretty sure. But oh my goodness, is this one a lot of work too. So there you go. I think, is that number 4, I think? And then I've got yet at least one more. And of course, you're already seeing the video series on the world's finest mandolin ever built by a human, meaning that that is my goal, you understand. That's not stating that's what this instrument is. It's my goal to try to make this instrument that. But anyway, the point is, this is all the further I've gotten on that because I just can't get further. And these are what's really holding up everything. You know, I hate to complain about it, I really do, because it just sounds like a bad whining thing, but doggone it, they've gotten so bad I can barely use them. And that's just not kidding. I mean, they are so bad now. I just don't even know how to explain it, and I've tried everything. Trust me, please don't send me more cures and remedies. These, apparently, according to the doctors, they're pretty far gone. So I don't think they're going to get fixed with any particular thing. So I've really got my work cut out for me. And yeah, kind of like crying poor me right now. Because I just don't, you have to laugh to keep from crying because it's overwhelming. And if you're like me, I can't put it out of my mind. It weighs on me heavily. Before the hands got bad, I could knock all of that out in a week or two. All of it. In a week or two at max would all be out of here. Now, I don't think I can get it done in a month. If not, maybe 2 months. So, I guess for the time being, I don't think I'm going to be accepting anything else in the shop. That leads me to the next point. Now I'm getting on a little bit of a soapbox here, sorry. But, you know, some people don't like these short videos. Some people do. I've heard from both sides. You know, the one person said, I just want to see the long format again. Well, you know, this is Monday, and since Friday morning, just last Friday morning, you know, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, we've put out 4 long videos. So they haven't gone anywhere. That's the first thing. And then the next thing is, quite a few folks complained on one of those long videos that we had the black boxes covering up the measurements on the inside of the mandolin. If you're not going to show it, don't film it. That was the comment. Well, let me explain it to you like this. I've got over 800 videos out there, and I have shared everything. The only thing, and I mean the only thing I haven't shared, is those measurements I took off of my dear departed uncle's mandolin. They were the Lloyd, it was the Lloyd Loar, 1924 Lloyd Loar that I took apart. Very loud mandolin. And people then say, well, you can get those all over the internet. You can get, you know, Lloyd Loar measurements. Sure, you can. I'm just not sharing the ones I took off of that mandolin. And I don't believe I've seen those specific measurements anywhere. Too bad, so sad. If you really want to complain about anything on my 800 videos, my suggestion is, instead of complaining, just go somewhere else and find something that's better. That's what I would do. In fact, what you might want to do is go to Russia and see what you can see over there, because apparently all of the TV has been cut off over there. People have been interviewed recently there from outsiders asking about the Ukraine situation, and they're completely in the blind. They have no idea what's going on. So if you don't think what I'm showing here is any good, my suggestion is go live in Russia for a while, and then come back and tell me how much you got to complain about. Sorry I had to say that, but I felt like I had to say that. I'm working really hard, folks. For the rest of you, the 99.99% rest of you, I love you. Thank you for sticking with me. Hang in there. And we'll keep as much of it coming as we can for as long as we can. Formats may change, but we'll still put out videos for as long as I can. Thank you for watching.